Hey, Oncers, it's Minx, and it's time for another Once Upon a Time review. We're doing episode 20 today, so if you haven't seen it, please go to watchabc.com, ABC Go, or even on demand to go watch it before you watch this, because I'm going to spoil a lot of stuff for you. I'm going to jump in by saying the episode overall was really, really good, with the exception of one small bit that kind of pulled me out of it. I'd say it was very, very closely in A territory, except with the exception of the past story. The story itself, overall, we had a lot of double crossings, some poignant moments, especially a particular moment which was like a kick in the feels with a golf shoe. I wanted to start flipping tables through my house because of it. Um, it was which usually equals a really good episode. The one down part I would say would be the past story. The story overall was very Emma focused this episode, and although I get what they were trying to do with the past story, um, the like flashbacky stuff, what I get what they were trying to do, but the pacing of that did not match the pacing involved in the rest of the episode, so it kind of dragged it on, and I feel like it didn't really fit as well as it could have. There was no sense of urgency about it, really. Um, it was kind of. There was a different way they could have gone about that, I think. Essentially, the past story actually showed us how Emma, how her signature red leather jacket came to be, and what it stands for, the fact that it is her. It's a physical representation of the armor that she usually has around her heart so that she doesn't get destroyed by the people she feels for the most. And also kind of how she got into the bounty hunter business. Um, so I get what they were trying to do with that. It was just the pacing was just completely different than the rest of the episode. Kind of ruined that bit for me. Um, Other than that, we had some poignant moments like Regina actually trusting Zelina and trusting her to hold her baby without running away, um, which was good. We got a bunch of double crosses. We got Hades double crossing Emma, telling her to go down into the depths of the underworld, and she'll find uh, the ambrosia, which is one of the it's like the nectar of the gods, pretty much. Um, because unfortunately, splitting her heart did not work because for some reason, I guess Hook has been dead a little too long for that to happen. Um, which I'm raising a question about that I'll get to in a moment. Um, because of the fact that failed, he told them to go get the ambrosia. The ambrosia will be able to resurrect him, and they'll be able to go on through the portal and blah blah blah. Of course, Hades is totally lying because the ambrosia tree has been cut down for a long time, and he knew that. He manages to give one of the other witches a spell to lock everyone else in the library so they can't get out. Um, all sorts of double crossingness there. Of course, the combined magic of Emma and Regina gets them out of there, of course, but um, nothing can hold those two down. Um, but that's of course after the most heartbreaking scene ever of Hook and Emma pretty much saying goodbye. Hook pretty much telling her, "I can't go with you. There's nothing up there that we can find that will bring me back. We've already had more time than we were meant to. You know, pretty much I love you. Don't let this be the reason you put your armor back on." And she's like, "Don't let me be your unfinished business. Go ahead and pass over." And then just ugh. I'm telling you, it's a kick in the feels with a golf shoe. Um, it's horrible. Um, it's horrible feels. It's like ugly crying kind of feels. Um, they manage, of course, to get through the portal that Hook has managed to, or that, excuse me, Hades has managed to open because his heart started beating again after a cute little kiss from Regina. Um, so there's all sorts of craziness. The other big double cross, which for me was a lot more witty and a lot more intricate, was actually from Rumpel. He actually double crosses Daddy Pan He pretends to steal Robin Hood's heart, and then instead, he was planning on busting it through Pan's chest to bring Pan back, or at least that was the plan. Instead, he ends up putting a glamored wineskin filled with water from the River Lathe into his chest, making his soul disappear. Now, this opens the slight loophole that I was looking at. I feel like Hades did something to keep Hook from being able to accept half of Emma's heart, because why would Pan, who's been dead even longer, think that he could get out of Hades with the heart of a living person? It's got to be possible in some way, It's because there wasn't even any magic stopping him from jamming the fake heart into him. There's got to be something to that. Anyways, we know that next episode everyone's going to be back in Storybrooke, and obviously Hades is going to be pulling some kind of shady uncle bullshit. Can't wait to see what happens. I'm hoping this isn't really the end for Hook, because he is a fan favorite. And honestly, I can't take it anymore if all of my OTPs end up falling apart, because if that's the case, that means all I have is Regina and Robin, and I will start shanking people. So overall, I'm going to go ahead and give this a B. It would have been an A had the past story not drug on and slowed the pace down too much. But overall, it was a really good episode, so I give it a good B. As for line of the episode, there wasn't a whole lot of really memorable lines for me. Closest one, probably Rumple reiterating to his father that villains don't get their happy ending. So, given that he tried kissing Belle and it didn't wake her up, I'm guessing that's part of that. So he's firmly back in the villain bit. But if you enjoyed this talking about the show with me, go ahead and press that little red button down there that says subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and it'll allow you to know when all of my show reviews pop out. Also, what did you guys think of the episode? Did you enjoy it? What did you think of the Feels train? Do you disagree with me at all? That's fine. I love talking about my favorite series, and I try and so leave me a comment, because I love trying to keep up with comments on my page here. So with that in mind, stay tuned for a Game of Thrones review coming up shortly after this one. Later, onces.